This is KGW News at noon.
Big news for parents looking to get their young kids vaccinated against COVID. Oregon and Washington are now one step closer to getting shots in arms. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Brenda Braxton. So today, Governors Brown and Inslee signed off joining the FDA and CDC, which have already given their final approval. The next step, state health officials will tell providers they can start administering those shots. In Oregon alone, more than 300,000 children between 5 and 11 are eligible. The children's vaccines contain just a third of the dose given to teenagers and adults. In the meantime, doctors with the Oregon Health Authority say they're concerned about the vaccination levels in minority communities. The latest numbers show less than 60% of Latinos and African Americans in Oregon are fully vaccinated. Among white Oregonians, the vaccination rate is closer to 70%. Libra Ford works with Self Enhancement Incorporated, a Portland nonprofit that works with young people in underserved communities. In the past few months, SEI has held about a dozen events where they vaccinated close to 1,000 people.
So each of our vaccination sites were very culturally specific. So you walked in, there was music playing, we had good food, lots of faces that looked like yours showed up, and smiles. And the first thing we did is in that welcoming environment is educate you.
If you haven't gotten a COVID shot yet, Multnomah County is holding weekly clinics. We have a link on KGW.com with more information on when and where those clinics are happening. Roseway Heights Middle School started 2 hours late today after a student walkout yesterday over kids sexually harassing classmates. Portland Public Schools sent a letter home to parents explaining what happened. The district says some kids started fighting during the walkout and one student had a medical emergency. Roseway decided to open late today to give teachers and staff time to talk with students about what was happening on campus. Later this week, Roseway will also meet with parents. Just a wild chase ending with the arrests of 6 people, including a driver who police say is just 14 years old. Deputies say they tried to pull him over in Marion County yesterday, but he refused to stop. The chase ended when officers laid down spike strips to puncture the car's tires. Deputies say they arrested all 6 people who were in the car and tried to run. They range in age from 11 years old to 23. The car they were in was reported stolen. Deputies say the group also had stolen guns and meth. Deputies also say they found evidence related to a series of break-ins at businesses in downtown Camas, Washington. Well, starting this week in Oregon, most booking photos will not be released to the public. There are some exceptions, like during an emergency. Supporters of this new law say releasing mugshots before a conviction can lead to serious safety concerns. Case in point, state officials say many people arrested during the Portland protests last year were harassed after their photos were made public. Law enforcement did help write these new rules, which received bipartisan support. Okay, don't be surprised if you stop seeing flavored tobacco products in Washington County. Today, it became the first county in Oregon to ban them. The Board of Commissioners passed an ordinance which prohibits the sale of all flavored tobacco products, including menthol cigarettes and flavored e-cigarettes. Retailers who are caught violating the ban could face fines up to $4,000. That ban goes into effect next month. Now to the housing crisis in Vancouver. There are homeless camps all over, from just off Interstate 5 to downtown. The latest numbers show 916 people are houseless in Clark County. Almost half are in shelters or transitional housing, but the rest are living out on the street. Since Washington's eviction moratorium expired, housing officials worry a brand new wave of people could become homeless.
My focus has always been on the chronically homeless population. Folks have been outside for a very long time. Also not a good thing, but it's scary to know that we might have families with children finding themselves with no shelter, no housing, who've never experienced that before.
Vancouver did create this website to show people how the city is handling the homeless crisis. One of the solutions is a safe parking zone at the Evergreen Transit Center. That site is at capacity right now, but Vancouver plans to open one more by the new year. Well, this noon, businesses in Lloyd Center are reacting to news that the mall is closing. A New York-based investment company lent the mall $110 million 6 years ago. But the company says it's not getting repaid. So it's going to take ownership by the end of the year. Troy Douglas owns a shop in Lloyd Center, and he says he's trying to stay optimistic.
I know how people read it. They think that, the mall is closed. And the mall's not necessarily going to close now. It may, in 6 months, in a year, in 5 years, I'm not sure.
All of Lloyd Center's large retail stores are gone, including Nordstrom, Sears, and Macy's. The investment firm says it plans to redevelop the site with residential and office space. Well, today is a KGW Good Energy Day when we highlight stories about climate change. This noon, we focus on the Nature Conservancy. It's a nonprofit dedicated to protecting the land we live and work on. Reporter Devin Haskins has more.
The Nature Conservancy is an international nonprofit conservation organization operating in 78 countries in all 50 states. And their mission is to protect the land which life depends on. Jim Desmond is the Nature Conservancy's state director for Oregon.
The choices that we make every day that have impacts on the environment or on climate.
One of those choices is by the car that we drive. According to the EPA, the average passenger vehicle emits about 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. And to combat the effects of climate change and make our air cleaner, On Point Community Credit Union created the Green Horizons Initiative in February.
What it does is it allows our members to apply for discounted interest rates when they buy electric or hybrid vehicles, which means more people are purchasing vehicles that are reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
With each loan, On Point would donate $250 to the Nature Conservancy. Through the third quarter, and not having a final total yet, they've donated more than $200,000 to the organization.
Well, it's significant for us in a couple of ways.
Desmond says the money will support work already started by restoring estuaries on the coast.
Those hold a lot of carbon. So by restoring those and making them function at their highest level, we're making our lands both more resilient, and we're also mitigating the effects of climate change, lessening that because we're storing more carbon.
And 2, restoring our state's forests.
We're working to make our forests more resistant to wildfire so that these fires don't become as catastrophic.
And here in Oregon, Desmond says the Nature Conservancy has protected more than 500,000 acres. Let's head back to the Weather Center for a moment. Rod, I'm telling you, this is the day to get out and about if you're going to do it.
Yes, I know you don't look out your window and it's not like it's sunny blue, but it is dry. Despite the clouds you're seeing, it will stay dry throughout the afternoon. And temperatures a little bit warmer than they have been. So all in all, it's pretty nice out there. Is the cloudy scene over downtown. We're at 56 degrees and we still have a good chance of getting up to around 60 for high temperature. I have a 61 at 4 p.m. Now notice at 8 o'clock this evening, rain begins. Could be raining at the coast as early as about 6. And remember, we're tracking a strong low pressure center out to sea that will be pushing a wet and windy weather system inland overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So starting at 11 o'clock this evening, high wind warning goes up for the coast, possible 60-mile-per-hour winds into the morning. And then not starting until around 7 tomorrow morning. We have this wind advisory up and down I-5, including Salem, Portland, and Longview for potential south winds to 45 miles per hour. Now coming up, I'll give you more information and we'll show you the animations that will set up the wind and rain we expect later tonight and tomorrow.
Oh boy, we'll be here watching. Thank you, sir.